I was born on a Sunday morning under a sky that looked half broken. Mama said, boy, the world won't warn you before it leaves your spirit smoking. Daddy's hands were hard as iron, voice like thunder in a tin roof rain. He said, stand tall when the fire comes, but never showed me how to handle pain. 17 with a restless hunger, chasing highways with a borrowed name. Every town felt 6 feet under, every victory tasted the same. Cheap motels and colder pillows, neon lights and unpaid dues. I shook hands with men in shadows, learned how quick a dream can bruise. You don't see the cracks at first, they hide beneath your grin, but every loss leaves a little smoke settling under your skin. There's smoke beneath the skin from all the wars I never win. I carry quiet deep within, like a scar that won't give in. Life don't break you loud and clean, it burns slow where you've been. Yeah, there's smoke beneath the skin. I loved a woman with wildfire eyes. She danced like freedom in the dark. Said I was too full of goodbyes, too much night inside my heart. She left one note on the kitchen table, said you fight ghosts, I cannot see. I watched her tail lights fade to nothing, like the best parts of me. Now I sit with a glass of bourbon, watching silence fill the room. Every mirror tells the truth, every truth feels like a wound. If redemption's just a story, I'm still reading every line, trying to turn this weight of mine into something that can shine. There's smoke beneath the skin from every place I've ever been, from every almost, every win, every never again. But I'm still breathing through the sting, still standing in the wind with smoke beneath the skin. When they lay me in the ground someday, don't wash the ash away. It's proof I lived, it's proof I stayed through every flame. I never gave in, just carry the smoke. beneath my skin. Used to think forgiveness was a weakness in disguise, like lowering your weapon in a world of alibis. So I held on to my anger like it proved that I was right, fed it like a furnace through every sleepless night. Kept a list of every wound, every slight, every scar, like justice was a ledger I was meant to guard. The bitterness is heavy, it don't just wound the blame, it settles in the keeper till he's barely the same. You can win 100 arguments and still lose who you are. You can guard your heart like prison walls and never see that you're the bar. It was the mercy I denied that hardened me inside. Every grace I wouldn't give was something in me that died. I thought strength meant holding on, never letting tears collide, but I was building my own cage with the mercy I denied. There was a brother I stopped calling over pride, too small to name, to a stubborn man in size, playing different sides of blame. Years rolled on like thunder, we pretended not to care, but distance grows like ivy when nobody attends the prayer. Then I heard he'd been struggling, fighting demons I couldn't see, and all the words I could have spoken came crashing back on me. I saw how my righteousness was just fear in better clothes, and how love untended is the first thing that corrodes. Mercy ain't surrender, it ain't pretending it's okay. It's choosing not to weaponize the pain from yesterday. It's saying I was wrong without a shield to hide. It's opening the locked door something softer inside, a man unlearned in armor, letting truth be his guide, finally finding strength in the mercy he denied.
I saw him in a photograph, 17 and wide-eyed brave, standing on a rusted truck, like the world was his to save. He believed in straight lines and justice clear and clean. He thought that doing right was all it took to win. He didn't know about compromise, about choosing lesser wrongs, about swallowing your conscience just to keep your job that long. Didn't know that fear can dress itself as pride, or how a man can lose his way while saying he's just trying to survive. I used to think I left him somewhere on that road, every quiet night I feel what I still owe. I owe a debt to my younger self, to the fire in his chest, to the way he looked at truth like it deserved his best. Somewhere between the bills and doubt, I let that flame grow dim. Now I'm trying to be the man he believed I'd be back then. There were nights I chose the easy path, signed my name and looked away, told myself it wasn't my fight, told myself that's just the way. But I can hear him asking, is this who we became? Is comfort worth the cost of trading courage for a name? Didn't have much money, didn't know much about pain, but it had a kind of clarity I've been trying to regain. Not innocence, just honesty, not reckless, just sincere. The kind of strength that stands alone without the need for fear. Maybe growing older ain't about getting wise. Maybe it's remembering the truth before the skies. Maybe redemption isn't loud or written in a book. Maybe it's facing who you are when you finally take a look. I owe a debt to my younger self, and I'm paying it tonight by saying what I mean out loud, by choosing what is right. No more hiding in excuses, I can't be who he hoped I'd be. And what's this life about? So here's to that 17-year-old with dirt upon his boots. You were naive, you were stubborn, but you were rooted in the truth. I can't give you back your innocence, can't undo where I fell, but I can walk the road ahead in a way you know me well. I learned to measure time and highways, white lines cutting through the night. Every mile a quiet confession, every sunrise another fight. Gas station coffee, bitter and honest, like the truth I try to hide. I've been running from my own reflection, with nowhere left to ride. Father said, son, don't show you're shaking. The world smells fear like blood. So I buried every doubt I carried, let it drown inside the flood. Built my back from stubborn silence, built my pride from broken plans. Now I stand like an old oak tree, cracked but still it stands. You don't see the weight I'm holding, it don't rattle, it don't shout, but it presses on my chest at night till the air runs out. I'm a man made of miles, of detours and denial, of midnight bargains with my soul, of unfinished trials. Every scar's a map I've drawn, every loss a trial. Yeah, I'm a man made of miles. Love was hard in Tennessee. She said I was hard to reach. Too many walls around my heart, too many lessons life could teach. She wanted roots, I only had roads. She wanted truth, I had my pride. You can't build a home on restless ground, no matter how you try. I've tasted fame in small town bars, heard applause like summer rain, but clapping hands don't fix the cracks that echo in your brain. You play your songs, you wear your suit, You bow like you're redeemed, then go back to a lonely room and question what it means. If strength is just enduring, then I've been strong too long. If healing comes from breaking, I've been healing all along. I ain't clean, I ain't whole, but I'm honest in my role. A drifter with a working soul. I'm a man made of miles, of lost and reconciles, of dirt beneath my fingernails and courtroom smiles. I've been, I burned, I reconciled with truth that wasn't mine. Yeah, I'm a man made of miles. So the road finally takes me, and the engine fades to still. Let them say I kept on moving by nothing but my will. No silver spoon, no easy trial, just a man made of miles. There's a sound that follows footsteps on an empty stretch of road. Not the engine, not the wind, just the weight of what I owe. Every choice I swore was righteous, every bridge I let burn down, comes back in the dead of midnight when there's no one else around. I've been called a steady man, solid as a railroad tie, but steel don't mean unbreakable, it just means it won't cry. I learned to keep my voice down low, keep my temper on a chain, but silence builds a pressure that can split a man in pain. You can outrun accusations, you can drown them in a bar, but the past don't need permission, it remembers who you are. Echoes don't apologize, they don't fade with time, they ring inside your rib cage like a church bell out of line. Every word you left unsaid, every truth you compromise, they come back in the dark, 'cause echoes don't apologize. never sell our values for convenience dressed as truth. But life gets loud and money talks, and loyalty gets thin. You don't notice when you cross the line till you can't cross back again. I saw him years later with a stranger in his stare. We shook hands like businessmen, like nothing happened there. But I heard it in the silence between hello and goodbye, a crack that never healed right, a fracture we deny. Maybe being strong ain't spotless, maybe being real ain't clean, maybe owning all your failures is the bravest thing you've seen. I ain't asking to rewrite it, I ain't begging for disguise, just learning how to live with what the echoes still imply. Echoes don't apologize, they don't ask to be excused. They sit beside your conscience till you finally tell the truth. From every broken promise, from every severed tie, they keep calling out your name, 'cause echoes don't apologize. So tonight I won't outrun them, won't pull them down with ride. I'll let him ring through this old chest till there's nothing left to hide. If peace is facing memory without a compromise, then maybe I'll find freedom where the echo finally dies. They call me solid as a freight train, steady on a broken track. Said I'll never let the pressure put a fracture in my back. I wore that like a medal, like a title I defend. Didn't know that being unbreakable means you never get to bend. I learned to bite my tongue in anger, learned to swallow down my fear. Turned every doubt into a burden I could carry year by year. When the nights got long and empty, when the walls felt paper thin, I told myself that weakness was a battle you don't win. But strength without reflection turns a heart into a stone. You can stand against the world and still be overthrown. Do you know what it costs to be unbreakable?
Every tear I never cried, every truth I kept inside, every time I said I'm fine when I wasn't even close. Yeah, that was a price, that was a cost. I had a brother in all but blood. We built our lives from scratch. Swore we never fold the pressure, swore no one would see us crack. But I watched him fade in silence, watched him carry more than pride. Turns out pretending you're invincible is just a slower suicide. That hit me harder than the winters that we used to curse out loud, harder than the layoffs, harder than the shame I vowed I would never show my children, never let them see. But what kind of father teaches breaking isn't free? Maybe being breakable is something to pursue. Maybe being human is the braver thing to do. Maybe letting people hold you when the weight gets high is stronger than pretending you were never meant to cry. Do you know what it costs to be unbreakable? All the warmth I pushed away, all the nights I couldn't stay present in the room I'm in, 'cause surviving was the goal. Yeah, that was a price, that was a toll. So I'm setting down the armor, let the cracks show through. If strength is telling truth at last, then that's what I'll do. I don't need to be unbreakable to prove that I'm alive. I just need to be honest to finally survive. I built my faith in parking lots, under flickering motel lights, prayed to a sky the color of rust through long insomniac nights. Every dollar that I ever made had a fingerprint of doubt. Every promise I ever swore had a back door out. I learned to kneel in silence, not in churches made of stone, but in the cab of a pickup truck where regret feels most at home. The dashboard glowed like a dying star, radio humming low, singing songs about better men I used to think I know. You don't lose yourself all at once, it's a slow and sacred theft, a piece at a time, to pride in time, till there's barely something left. This cathedral of dust I've made, brick by brick from plans that frayed. No stained glass, no choir above, just cracked belief and stubborn love. I stand inside what I became, not asking mercy, not shifting blame, in my cathedral of dust. Love like a man, half drowning, gripping tight, afraid to sink. She said you fight the world so hard,
heart, you never stop to think. I thought protection meant control, thought silence meant I'm strong. Turns out guarding every wound is how you build it wrong. I've seen success with polished shoes step over broken backs, seen boys turn into hollow men, chasing what they lack. And I ain't innocent of that. I've traded peace for pride, built walls so tall around my heart, even truth couldn't get inside. But dust remembers everything, every fall, every stand. It settles on the photographs, on the calluses of a man. If grace exists, it's probably quieter, not loud or dressed in white. Maybe it's just the courage to look at yourself at night. This cathedral of dust I own, raised from flesh and blood and bone. Every scar a window pane, every loss a drop of rain. I don't need to be reborn, just need to face each coming storm inside this cathedral of dust. So let the wind come howling, let it shake these fragile walls. If they fall, they fall honest. No more sacred protocol. I was never built for heaven, just for standing when it's tough. And if faith is simply staying, then staying is enough. We were raised on I'm alright, on handshakes firm and jaws held tight. Front porch talks that never went deep, promises we couldn't keep. He'd sit there staring at the field, like something in him wouldn't yield. I wanted to ask what weighed his mind, but we left those questions behind. Sunday mornings pressed and clean, living somewhere in between. What we felt and what we'd show, what we feared they'd never know. He taught me how to change a tide, how to stand up in the fire, but not how to admit the truth when the flame is coming from you. There's a language in the quiet, in the pauses in the air. Sometimes what we don't say is heavier than despair. Here's the things we never said that echo in my head. Oh, the son, I'm proud of you. Oh, that I was scared too. never said. The names we never said. The last time that I saw him, hospital light on pale white skin, machines humming soft and low, like a hymn we didn't know. I stood there with 1,000 words stacked up behind my teeth, but pride's a stubborn inheritance we carry to our grief. After they laid him in the ground, after the crowd thinned out, I felt the silence settle in, heavy, full of doubt. Not about the love we had that was always there, but love that's never spoken feels thinner in the air. So now when I feel anger rise, I feel myself withdraw. I see his shadow in my shade, I see the flaw, and I choose a different ending, even when it shakes. 'Cause breaking generational silence is the bravest step it takes. It's the things we never said that almost left us dead, all the truths we could have shared, all the times we could have cared out loud instead. I won't pass that weight ahead, not the things we never said. If I ever have a son and he's sitting across from me, I'll tell him when I'm scared, I'll tell him when I'm weak, not to burden him with pain, but to give him something real. 'Cause strength ain't silent suffering, it's saying what you feel.